Hi friends and welcome to Cat's Corner. I'm your host Cat, and you can find me on Ravelry as Cat Straight and Board Game Geek as Moraine A. Sedai. Today is March the 7th, and I want to welcome all old friends and all new friends. So welcome. This is going to be a really quick show. In a couple days I'll be having a longer one. We went out of town last week. Thursday, something like that. My brain's still on vacation mode. And there is a lot to talk about. And I already tend to make these fairly long, so I'm going to try and divide this up a little bit this week so it's not too long. So I'm going to do pre-vacation right now and vacation, post-vacation in a couple days. So where did we go? We went to Oregon to visit family. So I will discuss some more of that in a couple days. I'm basically wanting to get some of the giveaway stuff taken care of now and a couple other little things, and then discuss the majority of the stuff in a couple days. But that way we get the big stuff out of the way. So you're not sitting here staring at the screen for 2 hours listening to me talk. Because I tend to be really rambling, huh? Okay, so first is, let me go get it real quick. Hold on. Okay, I'm not going to spend all my time looking for everything, but the first giveaway is going to be our 50 member milestone. So once we hit 50 members, not including myself, so that would be 51 members total, I'm going to be giving away 2 hand-carved stamps that I free-handed myself. So all you have to do is be a member of the group. It's pretty easy. Your name will go in a bag, and once I hit that number of members, I'll be drawing. So the first stamp will stamp up like this, and a random person will be drawn, and that person will get the stamp. That person will then have the choice of giving out a second stamp to a friend within the group, within the Ravelry group. And that stamp will look, oops, I got it upside down. Oh, I just totally lost it. Okay, something like that. My son messed that one up. We just got back, like, I've only been home really one day. So I haven't had a chance to fix that one yet, but that one will be getting fixed before the next podcast. So that one will be chosen by the person who gets drawn. Get to pick a friend to give the second one to. Okay. I'm trying to move kind of fast because I just want this to be really quick. Then our next giveaway, which I had a pair of socks that I had bought some yarn for by Capistrano Fiber Arts, and I had mentioned that I was a little disappointed in how the colors wound up. I have like a dark shadow right here because I didn't put up any of my lights today because I wasn't going to do this yet. But I had mentioned that I was a little disappointed that the colors went from such a deep color to such pastels in one of the skeins. So she eventually, after I finally contacted her, she sent me a refund for one of the skeins. And so I used that refund to buy another skein of yarn from her and to purchase a second skein of the same to give away. So you will be getting 2 skeins. And excuse the rattling, of Capistrano Fiber Arts hand-dyed yarns. It's 100% superwash merino. It's approximately 160 yards per skein. So that means you'll be getting about 320 yards. And the color is 129-H. And if you hadn't realized and been watching, I had gotten on a big super pink kick the past couple weeks. So, and you can't even see them. Let's see if I turn the camera more towards the lighted area of the room. Can you see that at all? Man. I'll get a better view of it for you next podcast. But it's got pinks and peaches and kind of like purpley colors and maroons and stuff. Looks like a little bit of a gray there. But you'll be getting 2 skeins of this. Let me put it back so I don't get any cat hair or anything on it. I'm keeping it in the game room, which the cat's not allowed in anyways. I'm trying to be extra cautious for any of those with allergies. So, the rules for this. Let me get to my rules. Where did I put them? Okay. You'll be getting 2 skeins of Capistrano Fiber Arts hand-dyed yarn. It's 100% superwash merino. Approximately 160 yards per skein, so about 320 yards. First rule, you must be a member of the Cat's Corner Ravelry group, which there will be a link to in the show notes. Number 2, you must do a particular entry. You can either check out the Capistrano Fiber Arts store on Etsy and post in the thread that I'm going to be opening on what your favorite item she has is. That will get you 1 entry. You can also get multiple entries for the second way. If you invite a friend to the group and they post in the thread that you sent them there, and they also post what their favorite item is from the Capistrano Fiber Arts shop is, then you will get an extra entry for having that friend, and that friend will get an entry for stating what their favorite item is. So the more friends you get to do that and get to join the group, the more entries you will get. As of right now, there's only like 12 or 13 total members of the group, so if you have pretty good chances. I'll also be putting all those, every time someone enters, I'll be putting their name down and putting it in a bag, and the giveaway will close on March 30th. That will be when I am planning on doing a podcast, so it'll close right around the time that I get the podcast up and going. And so that's about 3 weeks away. I'll announce the winner on that podcast, and they will have a month to message me their address, or I will redraw. I did notice on another podcast that someone took quite a while to get back to them, so I'm setting the time limit now, being done with it, and I don't have to worry about it. So they'll have a month to contact me, and if not, then I'm just going to leave all the names in the bag until they contact me, and then we'll redraw if not. So those are the 2 giveaways going on right now. So I don't even know what I was working on 2 weeks ago, because I've gotten so much done lately. It's not even funny. I didn't realize I would get such a lot of time to work on projects. But I did. So let's see. I think the only things I was really working on was the street vest and the owl stuffy that I was going to make. Excuse me. So the street vest, I will go with that one first, was by Jolene Mosley. I used Classic Elite yarns in the Portland tweed. The color was blue tweed, and I used US size 7 needles. And I finished this like 2 days before we left because I wanted him to wear it on the trip. So that's it. You just have a little cable pattern on the side. I did a size 3, but I used smaller needles, so it came up a little bit smaller than what it said. But it's still a little too big for him. But that's okay. It still looked cute on him. Let me see if I can... if my phone will work. Here we go. That is my booby. And that is him wearing his cute little vest that Mommy made. So, got that done pretty quickly. The pattern was really cute. It was a paid pattern. I think it was like $5. Only thing that I had a problem with was in the cabling. Let me turn it to the cable side. When you get up into the armhole shaping, they kind of leave it up to you on how you're going to kind of try and work in the decreases. So I was trying to figure out how to do the decreases and not kill the cable pattern, which I think I did a pretty decent job on. And the light, like I said, is really bad, but I'm trying to do this super quick. So the way it was written, it was like, you know, continuing the cable pattern and decreasing while trying to maintain the cable pattern and decreasing where you need to. And I'm sitting here like, oh, okay, making me have to think, which I'm not a big fan of, because my brain doesn't work half the time whenever I'm constantly trying to think of everything else that needs to be done and having a 2-year-old running around going, who knows, god awful crazy. So finished that up, and the other thing I finished was the owl stuffy, which it is no longer an owl stuffy. I got to the point where I was starting to felt it so that it would get nice and tight and then stuff it. And I was over at my parents' house because we had had a lot of rain and we have a septic tank. And we've been having so much rain, and the type of yard we have is basically all clay. So we hold the water like crazy. Like I still have puddles after a week in the back of my yard. But it rained so much that it started to fill the septic tank up again. And noticed right away, you know, first thing in the morning when you go to the restroom and your toilet starts going glub, 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 glub. And you're like, no, that's not good. And it was the day before we left. So I was, called my parents up, I'm coming over to your house because I don't want to risk it. So I went over to their house and worked on the hat and threw it in their wash machine trying to felt it. And it wasn't felting like I wanted it to. So I was trying to decide, well, do I leave it how it is? Do I try some other way to felt? And I was discussing it with my mom, and she had no clue what I was talking about. She's like, how is this going to be an owl? I don't understand. the whole time she thought it was a hat that I was making, and then making the hat into an owl. So, to humor her, I put it on as a hat and fell in love with it as a hat. So it became a hat. Instead, I no longer have it. So that's what it came out. The really thick brim that I folded up. But I no longer have it because it was like this thick wool. And it doesn't usually get that cold here, so I brought it with me up to Oregon, and Nate's stepmom wound up getting it. I told her, I said, if it fits your head and you want it, you can have it. Because I wasn't going to wear it. So she got that. It's really cute. And you can see the rainbowness. But I'll link that. So that was an owl stuffy that got turned into a hat. I think that might be it. I'm saving that and that. Oh, I did, and I left it in the other room. So I'll have to show y'all in a couple days whenever I do it. But I ordered a bag from Knitting Geisha that I got in like 2 days before we left, which is my Star Trek bag, which I'll show y'all in a couple days, not next week, in a couple days. And it took a while for her to ship it, which she sent a card with it, so if anyone else got it, you know. But she had, I guess, a family member that was in the hospital, and she stayed with her. So she sent me a 10% off coupon code as, you know, sorry it took so long, which was super sweet. I didn't care, really. But I was going to order from her anyways, again, so why not save some money now, too, huh? But also, in with the bag was a little stitch marker from Rosary Realm Beaded Rosary Stitch Markers and Jewelry. And they have a store on Etsy, too. And if you can see the stitch marker right there, it's just a little simple thing. Let's see. I really don't have good light. It's like a little copper ring with a little black bead on it. So I got that in there with it, which is wonderful, which I'm now thinking, which I always love it when you get that little extra something. So now I think I'm going to start doing something like that for my Etsy store. It's a little extra goodie. I'll have to see if I can actually get it up and going. But also, I got my stitch markers in. Let's see if I can see who I got them from real quick, because I'm so disorganized today. Hopefully in a couple of days it'll be better. This is from Lemonade Shop. Yeah, it looks like it's Lemonade Shop. And I got some stitch markers. Oh wait, look. Yes, the Lemonade Shop. And they have the cute little tie thing on the baggie. And I got my Star Trek stitch markers in, which you can't see. Oh, it's so sad. Got Spock and Kirk. And I got the crocheted ones. That way I can use them on more things. And I am having a horrible time with constantly dropping them. I don't know why. I got them in while we were gone. So I noticed the bag on the table whenever I got home. And I was like, oh. And what did I do? The very first thing is drop it. Luckily, I haven't broken them yet. They're made out of polymer clay. And they're awesome. And I want to get more. But I bought so much stuff in Oregon that I'm going to have to be very, very good for a while. So I will show you all the fun things that happened in Oregon with maybe some pictures and stuff if I can figure out. Probably just be on my phone and be like, here's more pictures. Went to 3 yarn stores. So stay tuned in a couple days and you'll get to see all those goodies that I got. So I'll talk to you in a couple days. Bye bye!